Hey everyone, I wanted to introduce one of the women who was already photographed for the book. The photo shoot went amazing. It was super awesome. I can't wait for everyone to see it. And without further ado, this is Judi in her own words. When this project was introduced to you, I believe, I don't know if I called you or wrote you on Facebook, what about the project made you want to be a part of it?
Well, the first thing was, I know you're a creative genius, so it was a huge honor just to kind of work with you. But then when I heard what you were doing with all of like the women, why you were doing it, the variety of the women, I just thought that there's nothing else out there, and it's a beautiful voice for every woman of every kind. And it's also a beautiful work of art that everybody can enjoy.
That's awesome. I believe that was our first time working together too, right?
Yes.
So tell me about that experience, first time working together for something that's going to be out in the world in print like this.
I'm honestly, I was so excited. I was so excited. You know, I'm not modest at all. And by putting this book out, it's not only going to help other women with themselves and all of their security issues, confidence, whatever, because they're going to look at this book and they're going to say, oh my gosh, you know, I'm her. That's me. I can do that. Mm-hmm. So that right there, I was super confident. I'm like, let's do this. I was ready to go. I was so excited.
Yeah, I could tell. We were both on fire.
Well, it helped too that I mean, we had that rapport. So, you know,
yeah.
It wasn't like a stranger coming in and taking my photos.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was relaxed. You know, I knew what your vision was. So that kind of helped as well.
Okay, that's good. Yeah, sometimes even with prior relationship, a first photo shoot might not always feel as easy as the friendship.
Yes.
It come off differently.
Yeah.
Awesome. So posing nude tends to be empowering for women, and other women obviously don't feel the same way. What about nudity in women? What arises in your mind about women being nude?
Everybody is a work of art.
Yeah.
There's. Don't get me wrong, I love men, but there's just something about a woman's body that is powerful, it's nurturing, it's unique. I mean, it's a work of art. Yeah. It really is. And every woman's body is a work of art. I mean, I love it.
Yeah.
It's the body of life. I mean, how can you not love it?
The body of life.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. So you already did some writing for your pages, and I think we're going to do some more. We chatted about doing some more. But in the writing that you already did, you said something interesting. It said, you said, as a female, we are feared. Did you mean feared by men or feared by society, perhaps both?
It is both. Men, and not all men, but from what I've seen, men love to have power. They like to be in control. And it's just something about a woman that, you know, we have capabilities of our own that they don't have. And men have been in power since forever. And it's coming up now where women are taking ownership of their bodies. They're taking ownership of their jobs, their careers, their lifestyles. They're not doing the typical norm that was laid out for them all these years ago. So it's terrifying. I don't think society is really ready for it. I don't really think men is quite ready for it. So by women coming up and taking ownership and saying, hey, you know, I'm here, I can do this just as much as you can, rising to that power, I do think in a way that we are feared.
Mm-hmm. It seems like women don't have or shouldn't have to wait for society to accept who they are. I think it's a great battle, hence this whole project, that women have to fight for the basic right to be seen as people.
Yeah. Yes.
It's really cool.
Yes.
So something else that grabbed my mind was you said body before mind and personality. I thought that was a really cool last sentence of a paragraph you wrote in this book. Where do you see that behavior the most, where body becomes before? Like what moments do you go, that ain't right?
I see it every day. I really see it every day. Women's bodies are idolized. Whether, you're petite, skinny, or you're curvy, vivacious, whatever. It's natural to just look at a woman's body and just kind of be naturally drawn to her. But the thing is, a lot of times, because women are embracing their sexuality and they're embracing who they are as a woman, people automatically kind of gravitate towards just what they're portraying rather than actually knowing, hey, this woman's a big old, CEO, this woman has 4 PhDs, it doesn't matter what their mind is, they just automatically gravitate towards the body. And I try to change that. And this book is actually going to help that, because there are all sorts of different body images. And you're going to have these stories that go along with these bodies as well. So I think that's, you're going to see the body and you're going to get to see the mind in the book.
Yeah. I like that you talked about they're portraying something. It doesn't necessarily say you are that thing.
Right.
And even if you are, or you just happen to like that thing, it's not for the other person.
Right.
It's for themselves, right?
Yes.
That's cool. We had some emails back and forth together about these writings, and I asked what things might you have given up fighting for as a woman. And I absolutely loved your answer, because you only wrote one word, and you put nothing.
Yes.
What keeps you motivated through such an endeavor? I mean, you're not only fighting the society now, you're fighting, centuries of this being this way. What keeps you moving?
It's time for a change. It really, really is. And I think the biggest thing is because I see women's struggle, and I see everybody's struggle. Just women, they're not being heard. I've been on meetings before where they're being dismissed, because of their opinions. And, if it's not right, I'll say something. The people are not going to start taking accountability for the change that's needed until we start showing them, hey, this is not right. This is the way that you should go. Nothing is going to stop you from fighting. It's really not. It's going to be a never-ending battle. It really is.
Yeah. Awesome. You made me cry.
Oh.
Sorry.
I love it. I mean, no, but
it's great. It's lovely. So if you could pick something that society would change for women starting right now, like if you could just pick something that's at the top, like what might that be?
Just the one thing, it's kind of hard. I want to say body image because, I found it's almost more acceptable for men to have all these wide varieties of body images, body shapes, body sizes. But when it comes to women, it's either you're too skinny or you're too fat. And I just think that they need to let it go. I mean, it's irrelevant. It really is. And that would be probably the biggest thing I would change is the body image.
That's awesome.
I just saw your sticker on the back, and it's actually perfect. We're humans first, where anything else is mute. I mean, we're humans first. So
that's
like
funny
it.
You saw that. This is another project related to this project. Yeah. So that's coming out of the woodwork slowly. I don't talk about it too much. But I'm glad you brought it up. It's perfect timing. So this is more of a pinpoint question, just under the flagship of what this book means and what it is. You've talked about what women can do to speak out, to be themselves. What first comes to your mind if I ask you, what can men do to combat the women's negative body image? Like what can men do to see the photos in this book, but then also see you as human first? To say this is a real person with real things, and to be able to, balance, like, this is beautiful and I feel this about it, but also balance it with this is a person.
Right.
Where do you think men falter or can change on that outlook?
I think it's kind of a two-parter. I think the first thing is just to be an ally towards women. I mean, if you really want to understand why we do portraits like this, just ask. You know, it's not always just for self-gratification. You know, it's for Christmas gifts. I mean, who doesn't like Christmas gifts, right? But it's also for like those to inspire. I mean, when I do photos like this, I get so many women that will message me and say, oh my gosh, I just did my first, boudoir photos, because of you. And they'll show me their pictures. And I like that. I like being able to inspire women to kind of feel safe in their own bodies. And with men not being able to understand it, I think they need to open their mind, become an ally with women, sit down and talk. And it's not all sexual. I mean, all this type of, art goes back a very, very long time. I mean, some of the most famous artists had beautiful paintings of women. And I think that's kind of getting lost because, as much as I hate to say it, but this type is so mainstream right now. We're kind of looking past, oh my gosh, this is art, and we're looking at it, oh, this is just derogatory. Like, why are you doing this? And it's not that all. It's really not. So I think when you're reading it and you're looking at it, open up your minds and realize that it's a piece of work. It's a piece of art. A lot of time went into this, and just keep an open mind.
So what stuck out was make women feel safe.
Yeah. A lot of women don't do that. It blows my mind because women have to get almost permission to buy outfits, that are revealing and more snug. They have to get permission to do this. And to me, that's not right. I mean, even if you're married, even if you're in a relationship, regardless, you have to feel safe in your body. And by somebody else telling you no, it's kind of counteracting what that does. And it does not benefit anybody.
Right. So that was my last question. So thank you so much for being here.
You're welcome.
I appreciate you. I love you.
I love you more.